Merry Christmas. Thank you for joining us, America. We are glad you are here in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions. Bryan and Jessica are with us. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Good
We're excited to be here.
Well, we're honored to have you. Where do you guys live?
We're from Alma, Arkansas.
Which is near?
Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Ah, very cool. Good. And welcome to Nashville. And here to do your debt-free screen.
Yes.
And how much have you paid off?
I'm the nerd, so I know exactly how much. It's $48,658.
I love it. And how long did that take?
23 months.
Good for you. And range of income during that time?
We started out at $77,000, and when we finished, it was all the way up to $106,000.
Wow, good. What do you guys do for a living?
I am a quotation analyst for a trucking company.
Uh-huh.
And I am a teacher and junior high girls basketball coach.
Oh, cool. Good for you. That's fun. So what kind of debt was the $49,000?
Mostly student loans, mine. And then we had a credit card where we had bought the engagement ring. And,
there it is.
And a car loan. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It wasn't all her student loan debt. I had close to half of it. So.
Okay. So how long have y'all been married?
2 years in March.
So this started upon getting married then?
Yes, it
right,
did.
Right before. It was actually right before we got engaged.
Okay. We were sitting in his house at the time, which is now our home, and he was balancing the checkbook, and he kind of got frustrated and said, "Where is all of my money going?" And we looked over the balance, and we were eating it. So we were going out to eat quite a bit.
Lots of going out in the courtship, I guess.
Yes, which we didn't want cereal all the time. So we decided that was kind of the time to change. My oldest brother was actually leading the class at a church nearby, and so we signed up. And
so as you weren't even engaged, you went through Financial Peace University.
He knew we were about to be engaged. I didn't. But
right.
So we went ahead and jumped right in, and it was really funny. He read like 2 of your books in the first week. I said, "You're supposed to read 1 chapter." So he read both books and was very passionate and totally excited about it. So I hopped on board, and it really didn't take much convincing because I knew we were about to be married and we wanted to change our family tree. So.
Gotcha. Very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
The big thing was, whenever she was talking about I was balancing the checkbook, and probably 6 months before that, I had, like I said, I was probably about 30 or so, and I decided I needed a new truck. And so I bought the new truck, and about 6 years later, got it paid off. And so I'm thinking, it freed up $500, $6,000 a year. And so I'm thinking, I'm about to start getting to pile up money, save money, and I kept getting to the end of the month, and
no money.
It was always down to zero, and so that was where really the frustration part came in. And knowing that I was about to be head of a household, and it's not just if I can't get to the end of the month with any money left over, just me. How am I going to do this as with a wife to take care of, and we've got our first baby on the way in April. So
congratulations.
Knew that was going to be coming up probably not long after getting married, and so it was just kind of like I've got to get something figured out here.
Yeah.
And knew that her brother was leading the class, and so we signed up, and like she said, I kind of jumped in with both feet. I read a couple of the books, and I'd already listened to we got our FPU kit and had the lessons on the CD and listened to all of those. And so I didn't know you weren't supposed to listen to all of them before you went in. And, so every lesson every week was kind of repetitive.
You were ready. I mean, you were on go. You were ready. You were ready to get this.
Yes, exactly.
So how old are you two?
I'm 36.
And I'm 25.
Okay. So in the households that you grew up in, your family of origin, so to speak, was it financially responsible or more just spenders?
Well, I'm the second of 6 kids, so there was just a lot of us. My dad was in ministry, and my mom stayed at home to raise us. So
they
there
had
wasn't
to be
a lot
responsible. They had to be responsible to eat.
That's exactly. I was going to say we didn't have a lot to just go back and forth with, and so I learned what it was like to be a giver, and I learned just what it's like to live content with what you had. So it was great for me as far as that goes, and I didn't want for anything, but we didn't have a lot of extra to just play with.
Right.
So that was kind of nice to know, like now, even with us having a family and getting that family, that we've got a plan in place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my family was like you said, they were spenders. I was taught growing up.
And then your brother ends up leading Financial
Yes,
Peace
exactly.
University.
Her older brother, yes.
Oh, your brother.
My older brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was taught how to balance a checkbook, but as far as budgeting goes, it was more of balancing a checkbook. So you knew where your money went after the fact, but there was no planning as far as where your money is about to go. What are you going to do with your money? Where's it going to be spent?
Christmas always makes you think about your childhood, I think, and I was thinking about that the other day. My parents are really entrepreneurial, big time, and always able to make money.
Yeah. Right.
But they were always, and they always enjoyed money.
Yeah.
But we didn't ever talk about saving much. I mean, it was just, you just go make some money. Just go make some money. And so that's a wonderful gift to give a kid. But the other side of the coin is to be able to say no.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. I didn't have a no button. I didn't have an off button. So that's fun to think about. Well, congratulations, you guys. What a cool place. New marriage, baby on the way, 2 years after being married. Be here in April. No debt at all. Making over $100K. You're killing it. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. We're very excited.
What do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is?
Communication, I would say, on my end. That was one of the biggest things, and I'm an over-communicator in all facets of the marriage. But making sure you know what page you're on, where your goals are, and just being able to say, hey, something happened here, or don't be mad at me, this came up, or whatever. And just knowing that there's freedom to communicate to one another and being honest with one another, but also being faithful in the budget. And I know we've seen over the course of a couple of years that God's been faithful to us when we're faithful to Him. And there's been months that we have to spend on something or something breaks, and it is in the emergency fund, but we were planning on putting that towards debt. And I know of 3 different cases where we have actually spent the money and on the emergency, which was no problem, and I'll get a bonus at work, or we get a check. And recently, you get a bonus and it actually compensates or far exceeds what you spent in the emergency fund. And that's been the coolest thing for me, is like just seeing how God is faithful in our life when we've been faithful with what He's been giving us. So that's been awesome for us. So faithfulness and communication, I would say.
Good. What about you, Bryan?
For me, I would say the budget, and not just having a budget, but having a reason why you have the budget, having goals set in place. That's one of the things that really sold me on your plan, was that it wasn't just about getting out of debt. It was there's so many other questions are answered in the 7 baby steps. With now that we're out of debt, we have a plan for what's next. It's not just plan and you eventually wonder yourself back into debt. We're working on right now getting baby step 3 completed, but kind of at the same time we're saving for a different car for her. We're saving to where we can make sure we pay for all this stuff with the baby, all the expenses that happen with it, with cash, and that way nothing as far as that type of thing happens and sends us right back.
Good.
But so we started with the budget, and we had to set a date for when we wanted to be out of debt. And so then once
you got the target, then you can go, can't you?
So now you know what you're shooting for, and you know exactly how much money you've got to set aside, how much you've got to have.
I'm going to cut you off so we got time to do your screen. Okay. Good job, guys. Got a copy of Chris Hogan's book for you. Bryan and Jessica, Fort Smith, Arkansas, $49,000 paid off in 23 months. I'm proud of you guys. Great job. Count it down.
Thank you.
Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free!
Way to go, you two. Wow. Merry Christmas.